Alright guys, let's continue on with my Saw reviews and talk about Saw 4. Now, if you watched my other reviews for the first three Saw movies, you know that Saw 3 I was not a fan of. I thought that it kind of sucked really bad, and I felt annoyed because I really loved the first two. So, and Saw 3 I didn't really like. And then going into Saw 4, I was like, oh no, please don't have me hate all these sequels because I really enjoyed some of them from what I remember. But going into Saw 4, I thought that I might not like this movie, but rewatching it, I actually liked it a lot. I thought that Saw 4, starting out with the autopsy of John Kramer, is pretty disgusting. And the first time I watched it, I wanted to throw up, honestly. Like, whenever I was younger and I first watched this movie, whenever I wasn't fully into horror, where I didn't see a lot of gore, watching Saw 4, the autopsy, which is to me one of the grossest things in the whole franchise, is just watching somebody being done in an autopsy. And it is disgusting, and it just grossed me out the first time I watched it. Oh, whenever I was younger. But so yeah, they have the autopsy, and of course there's a voice box in John Kramer's stomach. Of course there is in his stomach. Wow. It cracks me up because these Saw movies, like, they're fun, but they get ridiculous on just continuing on elaborating, like, with all the stuff that happens in the background that you don't see in the other movies. So it's kind of ridiculous, but it's fun though. These are such fun movies, but they're ridiculous. Like that John Kramer swallowed a voice tape thing, and like, of course, when the coroners opened him up, they found it, and a new game has started, even though he's dead. And it's ridiculous, but it's fun. Of course. Um, and the only, like, it's funny because that's ridiculous, but then we get to this opening trap, which is so incredibly horrible for these characters who are trapped, and one is blinded and one is mute, like his mouth is sewn up while they're being dragged into a chain. And like, that was a really effective opening, like, trap. And like, they do that in all the sequels where like they put in a trap at the beginning just to have people go, wow, traps. But I like that. I like that they opened up with this trap. I thought it was really effective. And the new character of this movie in particular is Officer Rigg, who is still alive while Matthews is taken. And he used to be, like, he and Riggs were connected, like partners. And Riggs is going to try to save him, but it's already set in motion with these traps that, like, he has to go through Riggs. And the traps in this movie are good. They actually are pretty cool. I like them a lot. There is a gross one where this girl has like a ponytail in her, like in a vice that's like twisting around to where she lives at first, and like but she gets her literal like head getting pulled apart because like her whole skin layer is getting pulled off of her head, like with her ponytail, into that vice. And it is disgusting. And again, I love how these movies can do that. They can gross you out in that effective way. And then later in the movie, at the end, when Detective Matthews gets his head like smashed and destroyed, and then of course that other guy gets electrocuted because they're on a pendulum bar where like one of them's gonna die, but no, both of them die. Of course, they're not gonna have either of them live. And then the couple that are impaled with spikes in each other and just sitting there trying to pull out the spikes from each other, like, to see who lives. Like, that is very creative and disgusting. And I love how these are such effective, like, traps. And the knives to the face guy were like, it's John Kramer's, I thought, first trap, but I forgot in these films they keep going back and re-elaborating like what the first trap is. And I guess this isn't his first trap, John Kramer's, but John Kramer has this trap for this guy who has like these knives right here, and he has to like push his face through the knives to like break free. And it's disgusting. Again, it's really, really effective, but it's gross in a way where it evokes a reaction, and I love how much of a reaction it gives me with these movies. And it's interesting too how they bring in Jill Tuck as a character, who is John Kramer's ex-wife, to bring in more of the John Kramer backstory. And I do love how all these sequels do bring more backstory to him and all these other characters, no matter how ridiculous they are. And this one is way more interesting than 3 because I like the characters more. And also, I think it's just an interesting mystery movie, kind of like the first one, because John Kramer is dead. Like, he's dead, and how is this still going on? There has to be another accomplice, isn't there? There's going to be another accomplice that's there, of course. And it's also cool bringing back someone from the opening kill who survived, the art guy. And the thing I like about this movie, too, and none of these characters understand it because they're stupid characters. It's a Saw movie. These characters aren't very smart. But the twist is that everyone has to work together, and nobody does. So, like, everybody gets killed. And like, Riggs gets... everybody dies because of Riggs. And then you realize that Hoffman did the whole thing. Like, Hoffman, this character who was brought in, he was in 3, I guess. I forgot he was in it, but he was in 3, and he's been Jigsaw's other accomplice. So, like, you had Amanda, and you had Hoffman now, so far in these films, in the 4th film. But I thought that was interesting that we have another accomplice, but... spoiler alert, in all the other films we get more accomplices, but man, it's just funny how this is only the 2nd one, and I'm just like, it's cool, but it's just kind of ridiculous. So overall, Saw 4 to me was fascinating. Like, I did like the kills and the gore. I did like the characters. I did like Hoffman a lot. I thought it was good, and I liked the fact that twist of Hoffman did it, because it made it a mystery, like, who's the person who's doing this, because of course John Kramer is not alive, so who did this? And I love the fact that the movie ends and everything happened before the autopsy of John Kramer. So literally everything that happened in the movie happened before that. So it was just a cool twist, too, that, like, the opening scene is the end of the movie. I thought that was just a very clever way to do it. Again, these movies, even though they're ridiculous, have fun twists. And I think this one has a great twist. I really like this one a lot. Way more than 3, not as much as 1 and 2, but still I like this one a lot. I think it's effective, and I think it worked in a lot of ways. So that is my review on Saw 4. Tell me down below what you guys think of Saw 4, and if you like this, check my links down below in the description, and thank you guys so much for watching.